In this video, we're going to be teaching you how to lose fat if you're busy and lazy like me. So if you're new here, my name is Matthew Rosenberg, founder and CEO of Solin, one of the world's largest marketplace for fitness challenges. We have helped over 220,000 people get healthy in the last 4 years. And in this video, we're going to be going through the 3 pillars to losing fat. Again, if you're busy and lazy. So without further ado, let's dive in. The first pillar here is nutrition. And the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is staying hydrated, right? So first thing in the morning, I'm going to recommend getting 1 to 2 glasses of water in. It's going to help alleviate cravings. If you ever feel hungry throughout the day, also drink water. Sometimes you're actually just thirsty. So that's a non-negotiable, no-brainer that everybody should be doing. The second thing, you probably hear this a lot, but prioritize protein and whole foods. And I'll go through specifically what I mean by that. And I'll go through a specific day of eating for myself. Again, as somebody who's very busy, I run a company and super lazy. Like, I don't like to spend a lot of time cooking. And so prioritizing protein is crucial. And prioritizing whole foods is crucial. But with that said, things don't have to taste bad. So a typical day of eating for me, I wake up, I get to work. Usually my first meal is oatmeal. And so I like these Quaker oats. I actually buy a big 3-pound bag, and I usually mash up a banana in there, put some water in the oats, a little bit of cinnamon. You could add a bit of salt, cook that up. And then in the spirit of prioritizing protein, I love this Faye, or I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but 0% Greek yogurt. And I typically have about 2 servings of that. So it's about 32 grams. I actually just put it straight on my oatmeal. Up to you if you want to do that. You could have it on the side. And then I also toss in a little bit of peanut butter, a scoop of peanut butter. I use an unsweetened, usually the crunchy, but I couldn't find that version. So unsweetened crunchy. And I make sure there's no sugar in there. So that just tastes best to me. Whole foods based, get 32 grams of protein in there, plus some additional protein from the peanut butter and the oatmeal. Super filling. And then you can drizzle some honey or some berries on top as well if you want. But that's going to be great. So that usually holds me over to lunch. At lunch, I'll have some chicken and rice. And just super simple. I usually get the chicken, I dice that up. And I'm lazy. I like to eat things that taste good. I don't like to just, I can't just have plain chicken with rice. So I put some of this soyaki teriyaki sauce on it. It literally makes the chicken taste like candy. Some people would be like, oh, there's sugar in there, whatever, right? You're eating generally healthy. So you got chicken, rice, you could add some veggies there, but I'm too lazy for that. So I literally just have rice and chicken, and I add this soyaki to the chicken when I cook it. I usually cook my chicken in advance for the week. On Sundays, I'll do 2 or 3 days worth. And then if I have leftover, I'll use that for the rest of the week. If not, sometimes I'll cook up again, or I'll just find something else to eat later in the week. So do that. And then for dinner, I love these frozen salmon fillets from Costco. They're my favorite. I don't love salmon, but these things are amazing for whatever reason. And I put a little soy sauce on there, some chili flakes, and I just toss it in the air fryer for 20 minutes. So it takes literally 1 minute to prep, but it tastes delicious. And again, I do that with rice. And then snacks are not the devil. Like, everybody says, oh, don't snack. Again, I'm busy. I get hungry. I'm also just don't want to be super bored. So when I snack, I try to prioritize my protein first. But like a snack for me might be this, I love this sourdough bread. Actually, I think it's here. So I love this sourdough bread. I do that with some butter. I love this cottage cheese, which is super high protein. And then I love popcorn as well. I don't usually do these brands, but I try to do like a slightly healthier version of a brand from the store. Let's see if I can find it. This is a decent one. And I'll always make sure when I'm doing my snacks that I actually prioritize protein first. So if I do like a piece of toast, I want to make sure I'm still getting maybe a scoop or 2 of the Greek yogurt. And I'll eat that first, and then I'll eat the toast. And that really helps me not binge and have like 10 pieces of toast, right? So I start with the protein, have a glass of water, and then I'll have a piece of toast with that. Or maybe I have a scoop or 2 of this cottage cheese, and then I go for the popcorn. It really helps alleviate those cravings or like that binge eating. And then dessert type things. I love frozen fruits. You could also do regular dessert. But again, if you can do regular dessert, again, I recommend starting with the protein first, and you'd be shocked at how much that satisfies you. And then you don't go eat, 10 pounds of chocolate, right? You have a reasonable amount of chocolate, right? And so I always recommend prioritizing that protein first. That's pillar 1, nutrition. Pillar 2 is exercise. And again, we're busy, we're lazy. I run a fitness company, so I do get to the gym. But if I were recommending this to somebody else who's like, I just don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to do X, Y, or Z, just get more steps throughout the day. I mean, I say aim for 6 to 8K steps a day. So 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day. If you can get 10 in, that's great. But you might have kids, you might be super busy and don't have time for that. So have different hacks to get your steps in. After I finish my meals, I'll literally just walk around the house for 3 minutes, or I'll go take a 5-minute walk outside. Split it up throughout the day. If you're going to the store, park further away from the store. If you're taking a call and you can take it walking, take it walking. So just aim to try to get at least 6,000 steps a day. If you can, 8. 10 is awesome, but I know people are really busy, and we're not aiming for perfection here. We're aiming for consistency, right? So do that. If you can get a 10-minute strength workout in, get a 10-minute strength workout in. I'll literally do push-ups from my bedroom, or body weight squats. Do something just to get the body moving and try to get some strength training in. That's really good for you, really good for your muscles. And believe it or not, sometimes if I'm hungry, and I do a quick little walk or a quick little workout, I realize, shoot, I wasn't actually that hungry. Like maybe I was just tired or thirsty or something like that. So I'll do water and get a quick, some quick steps in, or a quick strength workout. And sometimes it really alleviates that hunger. So the goal here is just getting a few more calories burned throughout the day through these steps, through this activity. And I've just found that to work super well. And then step 3 is recovery. So I bucket sleep, I bucket mental health, community, all those other things into recovery. You'd be shocked at what 7 to 9 hours of sleep would do for you. So try to get that. A lot of times, I mean, the worst cravings come when you haven't gotten enough sleep, or you're tired and you're thirsty, and then you just end up going and binging on a lot of things. So you'd be shocked if you get the water in, that hydration, if you get your sleep in, how much easier it becomes to actually stick to what your goals are and being consistent. Now, I know 7 to 9 hours is not possible for everybody. So if you can't get that, for whatever reason you can't get that, maybe you have kids that keep you up, or you've got early morning jobs and you can't get to bed soon enough, just expect those cravings and lean harder on the nutrition rules of prioritizing protein, prioritizing whole foods. We don't have to be perfect, but we do want to get better, right? And so that's our goal. And then the second thing I bucket into recovery, again, I mentioned communities in here, but hold yourself accountable. And how do you do that? The easiest way that I've found is to tell somebody that, hey, for the next 5 days, I'm going to be dialed into my nutrition, my exercise, and my recovery, right? And so I'm not going to be binging on X, Y, or Z, or I'm not going to be eating foods that I want to cut out. And tell somebody that you care about, or tell somebody who cares about you that you are committing to this. I think having that accountability partner is crucial. That's probably the easiest thing you can do. And when you make a commitment to yourself and to somebody else verbally out loud, it's one of the most powerful things in terms of sticking to what you're doing. So what is your takeaway for today? What would I encourage you to do? Pick one action up here per pillar. So for each of these, pick one action per pillar for the next 5 days. So just focus on either hydration, or focus on prioritizing protein, or eating protein before your snacks, right? So pick one of those. Pick one of either getting more steps, or adding 10-minute strength workouts to your daily routine. Pick one of this you should pick both. Try to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and find an accountability partner, right? And then commit to that for 5 days. Don't tell yourself you're doing this for the next 365 days. Do for 5 days, right? We're trying to get 1% better every single day, right? And so if you can commit to that for 5 days, and then add in 1 or 2 other things per pillar here, pretty soon you're going to be doing all these things, and you're going to be shocked at how much better you feel. So speaking from experience, I've had plenty of times when I was working 100-hour weeks in New York City a while back, 5-6 years ago, where I just wasn't able to get the sleep I needed, where my diet lacked, where my exercise lacked, and my mood was down. And when I started to do these things, when I picked back up on these principles and these pillars, when I prioritized my sleep, when I prioritized protein, when I made sure to get my steps, my strength workouts in, the mood boost was incredible, and it has been incredible. And it makes you much more efficient. It makes you much happier, build better relationships. So all of these things are things that I think anybody wants in their lives. And I think that it all starts with dialing in that nutrition, dialing in that fitness. Everybody thinks it's super hard. They think you can't do it if you're busy or if you're lazy. I'm busy. I'm lazy. This is one of the easiest things now that I've committed to it. It's one of the easiest things for me to stick to. I eat amazing foods. I eat this delicious toast. I eat popcorn whenever I want it. I eat candy from time to time. I eat chocolate. I eat all those things. But for me, I'm prioritizing the protein first. I prioritize whole foods as much as I can get them. And then those things around the edges, those 10 to 20% of the time, they don't affect you as much. So you prioritize the whole foods, prioritize the protein, you get your steps in, you try to get 10 minutes of strength workouts a day if you can. If you can get more, great, right? But you do all those things. It's really not that hard, no matter how busy, no matter how lazy you are. Start committing to them for 5 days, and you're going to see incredible improvements quickly, and it's going to give you the energy to go on for the long run. All right. Hope this was helpful. If you guys have any feedback, comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what you want to see next. Catch you on the other side.